It's going to be refreshing to have an administration that is focused on the right energy policies. Chris Wright, the new Energy Secretary and currently CEO of Legacy Energy, is the first choice from the energy sector in at least 25 years. If you haven't read Bettering Human Lives on their website, you should take a look. It is a totally unapologetic explanation of why being in the hydrocarbon business is to claim the moral high ground. Because we're doing more to provide energy security to more people around the world than any of these climate extremists. US liquefied natural gas can displace coal around the world. What's happened is that American voters have rejected the dystopian vision of climate extremists. It clearly wasn't as big an issue as illegal immigration or the cost of living, but we have rejected the vision of countries like Germany, which has probably the most masochistic set of energy policies in the world. They relied heavily on Russian natural gas, shut down their nuclear plants, and made a huge commitment to wind. Now their electricity prices are among the highest in the world, more than 2 times the US. Companies are cutting back production, investing overseas in places like Texas, where energy is cheap and reliable. Volkswagen is looking at factory closures, layoffs, and across-the-board pay cuts because EV sales are slumping and energy costs too much. Markus Kreber, head of RWE, a big German energy company, recently pointed out that there is no longer enough capacity to power Germany through a period of peak demand. The Green Party in Germany has been the major driver behind the policies that have got them to this point. They've made the country a leader in the transition to intermittent, unreliable, expensive energy. And we don't want to follow their lead. We're not going to follow their lead. We're going to continue using more natural gas and less coal, pragmatically lowering emissions without blowing up our economy. We're going to export that solution to our friends and allies around the world. We're going to build data centers to support our leadership in AI, and those data centers will get their electricity from natural gas power plants. America is leading the only energy transition that matters. That's the natural gas energy transition. There's still no cost-benefit analysis among the climate extremists. The COP29 climate conference recently took place in Baku, Azerbaijan, where, by the way, oil and gas are 90% of exports. The conference called for $1.3 trillion in annual financial support from rich countries to developing ones to help them reduce emissions. The recipients would include China, our biggest geopolitical competitor, and Saudi Arabia, because these countries are still classified as developing. $1.3 trillion is more than 1% of global GDP and is far more than even the most pessimistic estimates of the economic cost of rising CO2 levels. The climate change people live in a world where no cost is too high. The rest of us live in one of finite resources. Incoming Energy Secretary Chris Wright gets this. He acknowledges rising CO2 levels and rising temperatures. It's a challenge we need to meet with carefully thought out policies, not like Germany. America's energy sector has never had a brighter future. In spite of great performance, we have many more good days ahead. If you're interested in learning more about the energy sector and interest rates, then don't forget to subscribe and follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. Our handles are in the description box below. To find out more about what we're thinking, you can sign up for our twice-weekly blog at sl-advisors.com. We always love to hear from you, so if you have any comments or blog ideas, please leave them down below. I'm Simon Lack. Thank you for watching this video.